So I really liked this movie, but I didn't love it. So I've been a diehard fan of Godzilla ever since I was a little kid. How does this film stack up to all those other iterations of the King of the Monsters? So let's get this clear from the beginning. This movie is more Kong than it is Godzilla. It's to be expected since Godzilla is arguably the more established of the two monsters. Kong is somewhat playing catch-up. Now, between Godzilla Minus One, Monarch, and all the action that we get in this film, we Godzilla fans have been eating pretty damn well, so I'm okay with this time. Kong is definitely center stage for this movie as we dive into the mind of this massive but lonely creature desperately looking for family and others like him. He's social. He just wants camaraderie. He even goes so far as to become a father, sort of. A stepdad of a young ape called Sokka, who is funny as all hell. I couldn't stop laughing, especially when Kong uses him to beat up a few of the other monkeys/apes. It's just, God, that little guy's funny. Now that said, there's even a point where Kong tries to pull a Goku, attempting to spare a monkey's life before he pulls a knife on him. And then he gets, Spartaned over a cliff, which is, fair enough. I want to give my thoughts on a few key scenes that I really enjoyed. The throne room scene is great. There's no dialogue, obviously. But when Kong stands to show the other monkeys/apes/orangutans a better way, only for him and Scar King to have to duke it out, with no words, they give us the story. Kong's alignment of kindness and good, Scar King's evil and frightening disposition, along with a fight that Kong loses. And that's before Shimu gets involved, giving Kong frostbite and forcing him to retreat with his axe. Meanwhile, during all this, Godzilla is killing other kaiju, other monsters, to supercharge for a big battle that he knows is coming. Also to that end, fuck logic, fuck death tolls, let's just have some fun, shall we? I heard criticism with Gia having psychic visions and how convenient it is to the plot, and look, I'm about to get into some spoilers here in 3, 2, 1. Gia is psychically linked to Mothra, and that's not a new thing. There's plenty of, to quote MatPat here, lore, I hope I did that right, in the Showa films to suggest that that's possible. That said, after Kong gets the Power Glove, and God, I love how stupid this movie is, he goes to try and recruit Godzilla, and they have like a mini rematch with Kong playing dirty and using pocket sand.
Pocket sand!
We even get Godzilla suplexing Kong in the desert, which is just like a million chef kisses. I love this. Now, before Godzilla can kill Kong, Mothra steps in and sets a plan. They must stop Scar King before he can bring unbalance to the Force. I mean the Earth. And again, this plot sounds ridiculous, but this is something right from vintage Godzilla Showa films, and I love it. In the Hollow Earth, we get an all-out brawl as Godzilla, Kong, and Mothra try to stop Scar King and Shimu from getting to the surface, as well as taking out a number of, hench monkeys, sort of, before they can get to Brazil. From there, we get our, climax for the third act in the fight in Brazil, which I willing to bet Vin Diesel and all his family could not stop these guys. Once there, we have a continuation of the biggest tag match since John Cena and Shawn Michaels took on The Undertaker and Batista. We get another great brawl that destroys the city but saves the world? Kinda? Again, suspend your disbelief. The death toll in this movie is insane. By the end, Shimu is set free and Scar King is killed in a brutal ice fatality. Godzilla uses the last remaining of Supercharge to undo the Ice Age and return to the Roman Colosseum to sleep, his kingdom being defended once again. This movie has a ton of action and not a lot of sense, but that is awesome. We've definitely come a long way from Godzilla 2014 in some good and bad ways. I've heard people say that this Godzilla feels soulless, but I disagree. In Godzilla vs. Kong, Adam Wingard said that he portrayed Godzilla in a way like The Undertaker from WWE, a larger-than-life force of nature that only arrives in times of desperate need to defend his kingdom. And if you look at him through that lens, I don't mind that Godzilla is not in this film every second. He's a force of nature and the difference maker. Godzilla didn't ask Kong for his help. Kong needed him. This movie does wonders for Kong in giving him a lot of character while protecting the prestige that is Godzilla. Now, by this point, you may have noticed I didn't really touch on any human characters, and that's because, well, they're fine. They're funny in some parts. There's this mother-daughter story going on between Rebecca Hall and Gia, which I mean, you could choose to care about. Frankly, like, I kind of knew Gia was going to stay with her. It would have been more interesting if Gia stayed, or I don't know, maybe there could have been some more interesting stuff done there. That said, though, they did a really good job in really, like, narrowing the cast down to just, like, a core 4. Could they have done more? Maybe. I kind of wish Millie Bobby Brown was in this film, just, you know, to kind of connect it. Maybe she'll be in the next one, because she'll be Godzilla's, you know, human avatar, so to speak, the same way Gia is for Mothra and for Kong. But, who's to see? That said, Millie Bobby Brown, I mean, yeah, now she'd be welcome back into the Monsterverse if she ever wanted to. Now, all that said, this film is an 8.5 for me. I know I've spent this whole review building up this film, but I really feel like it's time for an honest truth. At the beginning, I didn't mind the absence of Godzilla this time, but this time. Adam said, while this film does do a lot to build up Kong, that the sequel would dive more into Godzilla's story, and for that, I can't wait. I just hope I don't have to wait another 3 years till that happens, but if I do, well, we'll be here to review it. That said, what did you think of Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire? Go and let us know down below, we'd greatly appreciate it. Please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you all next time. We'll see everybody.